गुरा तो जिन्हें ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, गुरा तो जिन्हें ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, गुरा तो जिन्हें ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, सतगुरु जी ने ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, गुरा तो जिन्हें ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, वाही वाही जड़ी तो माने, वाही जड़ी तो माने, प्यारी जो लागे, प्यारी जो लागे, अमृत रस की भरी, गुरा तो जिन्हें ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, काया नगर में घर एक बंगला, बंगला बंगला, काया 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 नगर में घर एक बंगला, जा बीच गुप्त धरी, गुरा तो जिन्हें ज्ञान की जड़िया दे, काली ने सब जग खाया, काली दे गुरा तो जिने गुरा तो जिने ज्ञान की जड़िया दे ज्ञान की जड़िया दे Vustavatide Potavatide Asayandu Kanta Chesina Karmamu Chadani Padharthamu Cherunumi Venta Chesina karmamu charani padharthamu cherunumi vanta Panchabhutamula tolubammato prapanchamayanata Panchabhutamula tolubammato prapanchamayanata antamu varaku kinchadasato penchanu jagamanta antamu varaku kinchadasato penchanu jagamanta vastavatide pothavatide asayandu kanta chesina karmamu chadani padharthamu cherunumi vanta chesina karmamu chadani padharthamu cherunumi vanta Sit with your hands open, eyes closed. Slightly upturned face, eyes closed, hands open. You breathe this way. With a slightly opened mouth, you suck the air in like one gulp and then exhale slowly through the nostrils. Just continue to do that. Mouth open, inhale a gulp of air and then exhale slowly through the nostrils. Relax your breath. Sit with your eyes closed. Visualize yourself. Visualize that your body is becoming very light. Visualize that your body is becoming very light, beginning to feel a little floaty, beginning to feel floaty, body slowly rising from the place where you're sitting. And it is so light, it is quickly rising. You're 3 feet above the ground. Visualize this clearly. 10 feet above the ground. Just see how it feels. "25 feet above the ground, just see how it feels. Just look down and see, you're just above the Dhyanalinga temple, looking down. And you're quickly rising, 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet. Yeah, keep your mouth closed now. Very high up, 1,000 feet above the ground. You clearly see the mountain, the Wellingiri Hills, the Dhyanalinga temple, Adiyogi. Just traverse this area gently, feel the coolness of the breath. Feel the coolness of the breeze and how it plays in your lungs. And now you slowly descend. You're descending just between the Nandi and the Dhyanalinga. Slowly come down, 100 feet, 50 feet, 25 feet, 10 feet, 5, 3. Now you're sitting there, facing the Dhyanalinga. And you see a light without a source overflowing from the temple space. You see a light without source, simply seeping out. And slowly start walking down towards the stamba, then climb up the steps, walking through the parikrama. As you move, you're engulfed by this light without a source. As this light envelops you, and slowly every cell in the body is getting soaked with this light. Every cell in the body is soaked with this light and you are glowing. You have become a shining being. Visualize yourself that every cell in your body is glowing with a light that has no particular source, simply glowing from within, every cell in the body. And as you sit there, you notice that a bright electric blue lotus flower begins to blossom in your heart. A bright electric blue lotus flower begins to blossom in your heart. As the flower Then you notice this flower, as it blossoms, it has innumerable petals. As this bright blue electric colored lotus flower begins to blossom, you notice it has innumerable petals. As it begins to blossom, these bright blue petals of this lotus starts peeling away and starts falling all around you, covering the ground around you, and it continues to peel away and fall. Just see these blue-colored petals slowly covering the entire area. Just see these blue-colored lotus petals from your heart continuing to peel off, covering the entire earth. See that the petals that blossomed out of your heart, electric blue in color, brightly covering the entire world. The blue-colored petals of the lotus, bright electric blue petals, continue to peel and heap itself around the world, upon the entire world. The world glows blue, representing the joy and love that has overflown from your heart. Our time here is very brief. Our time here is brief. Our hands are small, but let your heart overflow. The entire world covered from the petals that peeled off from your heart, bright blue in color, covering the entire world in the warmth of your love and in the light of your joy. Jaya 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 Mahadeva, Jaya 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 Mahadeva, Shiva Shankar Adi Ananta, Shiva Shankar Adi Ananta, Jaya 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 Mahadeva. Jaya 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 Mahadeva. Take your own time. Take your own time. Slowly, very slowly. Please open your eyes. If one can bring an absolute sense of stillness at the core and vibrantly dynamic on the periphery, the natural hue that will envelop a human being is the color blue. It is because of this that in this culture, in Bharat, always those sages and saints who were still but not dynamically active in the world, they were always shown with a white halo or a white hue around them. But those who were still but active in the world were always shown as a blue-colored or blue-bodied people. Nobody had a blue skin. As people have started believing Rama, Krishna had blue skin. No, they were not painted blue. It is just that their aura was blue, so when people saw them, those who were conscious, those who were sensitive to that, they said, oh, he's a blue god, because they saw the aura as blue. Today, we call this planet as blue planet. It's very important that it's not just human activity, the activity of all life on this planet should be very vibrant and dynamic. We don't have to bother about the core, that's not our business, it's quite stable. It's important today in the world that human beings bring this into themselves, because to simply sit still somewhere, you need a mountain cave. They've all been taken, believe me. No accommodations, just like Isha Yoga Center. All caves taken, no accommodation anywhere, to simply sit still. So, still in your core but dynamic on the outer periphery is very important, because anything that is of great value, if it does not permeate, if you have something of value, if it does not permeate in the world around you, that's kind of wasted. If you didn't have it, it doesn't matter. But if you have it and it doesn't permeate in the world, then it's kind of wasted because it is so sorely needed. So, to bring stillness to the core, but at the same time, you have not become withdrawn, you are dynamically active. Dynamic activity need not necessarily mean physical activity, it's just that body is not in a withdrawal mode, it is vibrant and on. What activity we do in the world depends on the times and what the world needs in those times. Sometimes it needs activity, sometimes it's better to sit there, you know. So bringing this process, bringing this quality into one's life, that you can sit totally still within yourself, nothing enters that space. What is the world's activity does not touch the still core of who you are, but at the same time, you are capable of being vibrant and dynamic in everything that's physical. Physical body needs to be vibrant and dynamic. If the core starts sloshing around, then you will see you become unhealthy. When I say unhealthy, in a serious way, not just with a medical ailment, in a very serious way, that without any ailment you suffer more than people who have ailments, that's a bad ailment, isn't it? Hello? You tell me, who is suffering more in the world? People who are unhealthy or people who are healthy? People who are healthy are suffering much more than the people who are unhealthy. At least if you had a health issue, you have a good excuse. You're healthy, what is your excuse? You have no excuse, and that is the worst kind of ill health, because without reason you suffer. This is happening because the core itself is disturbed, because we think life is about transaction. Transactions are of the surface. It's important that there is a dimension within you which transcends all transactions. Transactions we do, we need to do. That's the nature of the world, it's a transactional world. But if there is no transcendence within you, transactions are a trap that will embroil you in such a way that after some time, the transactions that you're doing will consume you. Initially you think you're playing a game, after some time, you're the ball who is being kicked around. Yes, beginning to happen, come on. Sooner it happens better, because at least there is time on your hands. If it happens very late, what to do? So to bring this about, there are various tools which already being transmitted, but we are at a time today, now, this is in Tamil Nadu, this is called as Margali. In other states, it is called Margashira. This month, from 15th of December to 15th of January, this 1 month, because of very diminished influence of sun upon the northern hemisphere, a certain inertia tends to settle into all that is physical. The physical aspect of life tends to go into inertia mode. When I say physical, it includes psychological and emotional, because that's all physical. Because it's going into an inertia mode, there are various aspects culturally, all this lamp lighting and music, dance, everything is brought forth in this season. You know, right now Margali music, dance are happening only in Chennai. It should happen everywhere. It should happen in every town, every village, every temple. It used to happen, but now it has become archived in Chennai alone. But at least in one place it's happening still. But it's time we bring it to every place because people should experience this. This is not just a performance somewhere. This is for people to experience and become alive so that they don't succumb to this lack of solar influence, diminished influence rather. Because of that, there is an inertia setting in. If you set into that inertia, see, essentially we must understand, if I can move my hand, you know I am alive. Suppose if I don't move, then you wonder, is he alive or not? Hello? Because inertia means death. How far you go that way or how far you stay away from that, this is a choice. If you make yourself like that, you must understand you're moving towards death. Death does not mean, oh, if I sit like this, will I die? That's not the point. If you sleep also, you die, isn't it? Hello? How many hours do you want to be dead? That's a question. Many people claim, Sadhguru, I really enjoy my sleep. Nobody can enjoy sleep. You only enjoy the restfulness, which is a consequence of sleep, probably. But if you can be sitting here, very vibrantly alive, but still absolutely restful, then sleep is not what you will seek, because sleep means you're absent. You're absent means, if somebody is completely absent, that means they're dead, isn't it? They're absent for a day means they're not here. They're just absent. Dead? Hello? Present means life, absent means death, isn't it? So, you want to be absent for how many hours a day? It's your choice, I am not going to give you a prescription for that. But I'm warning you, you are at a time when it tends to pull you in that direction, that it tries to bring inertia into the system. If you yield to this inertia, generally the cycles of life will slow down within you. It's because of this the tradition took so much care so that at this time everything is alive and on. When I say cycles of life will slow down, this… I know there is a troll army which will go at me, but it's okay. At least that way they will be dynamic. What to do? Somehow, yogaratava, bhogaratava, somehow stay alive. Either positively, negatively, what to do? You can come alive only with poison, all right. If one gives into the inertia that is there in the northern hemisphere at this time, the cycles of life will move in that direction that slowly it will diminish your intelligence, it will diminish various possibilities in your life. It may not be noticeable because it happens in such small percentages. I'm asking you, are you very bright? Asking you. Okay, nobody next to you said that. Anyway, however bright you are, suppose we take away 0.0001% of your intelligence today, another 0.0001% tomorrow, day after tomorrow, will you notice it? No. Actually, many days it's happening. You were quite sparkling a little bit, then you ate a lot of pongal. 5% is gone. Then the degree coffee has to go for it to sparkle a little bit. Otherwise, all right? So, if small percentages of your intelligence, the sparkle that's there in you is taken away, you will not notice. Well, let me remind you how sparkling you were when you were 5, 6 years of age and how you become, lot has been taken away. Hello? Don't think it's just because, should I say? No, the usual excuse is, Sadhguru, my wife, she's like this, my husband is no good, my children are troubling me, my job like this, my business is not going well. Leaving all those things, apart from that, even if all those things were going well, still this has happened. That means day by day, it's being taken away. And you think it's natural. Kolande appadi irpanga, naamyo. Ippadidane. Children are like that, but we are like this only. Why did it happen? If you were so joyful when you were 5, 6 years of age, by the time you're 30, if you had grown up, you should have become ecstatic. Hello? If growth had happened. This is retardation. Because everybody claims they are doing everything in pursuit of their happiness. If it is being lost instead of being gained, this is a loss-making company. Hello? Yes, Sadhguru, I'm in a loss-making company, you know, my wife. No, I'm telling you, you are a loss-making company. I'm not saying you are in the company of loss-makers. Now the problem is like this, one day it happened. A Shankaran Pillai ordered pizza. It's our national diet these days. No, I don't want to say anything political, so I'm just leaving that. So, the pizza was delivered, he opened the box and saw. He said, "What is this?" I asked the pizza to be cut into 6 slices. They cut it into 8. The guy who delivered it, he said, "What's the big deal, 6 or 8? What's the problem?" "I can't eat all of them." Like this, you have lot of problems in life, all right? How to eat 8? You only wanted 6. It's the same piece of life, whichever way you cut it. Hello? Yes or no? It's the same plate of life. You cut it this way, you cut it this way, you flip it this way, you flip it that way, it's the same damn thing. You are the same life that you were when you were 5, 6 years of age, as a little girl or a little boy, you were the same stuff. Hello? But now you're complaining because 8 pieces, you know. You have serious issues and problems, mathematical stuff. This happened, there is a… this is a family that I know, an American family, their son, not now, some time ago, because now it's not doable, their son married a Russian girl some time ago when it was okay. And so people, her family had traveled to America for the wedding. So there is a wish which is usually made, be happy, be healthy, go forth and multiply. This is a wish generally, traditionally in those cultures. Because marriage means children were normal, because those days, most people who were born did not cross 30 years of age, half of them wouldn't. So producing more children was very important. Today almost everybody crosses that, so children are not compulsion now. But at that time it was a must because otherwise we wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. So then all the Russian relatives who had come, they all became like that. Then they noticed it looks like the girl's parents and everybody is upset about something or confused about something. They inquired what happened. Then they checked with the translator what happened. So when the translation happened from English to Russian, it said, "Be happy, be healthy, go and do math." Go forth and multiply became, go and do math. They became why are we doing mathematics now? So at a time like this, there are many important aspects. One aspect of your body is your lymphatic system slows down. This is something that needs to be understood. This is why your morning sadhana is so vital, especially if you're doing Hatha Yoga, Surya Kriya, Shakti Chalana Kriya, you must understand your lymphatic system is up. It's lymphatic system which keeps the fluid management in the body and takes care of external organisms which bother your system, takes care of injury and inflammation and stuff that happens. Injury is not just physical injuries. At the cellular level, there is inflammation, that needs to be handled and managed all the time. And also handles all the debris, the cellular debris that is there in the body, it needs to be cleaned up, otherwise it'll pile up and become toxic. And also handles the cancerous cells, so lymphatic system is very vital for us to maintain health, of course, but to maintain vibrance, your lymphatic system should be on. So, among the lymphatic organs, the most vital one is spleen, then the other things you might have gotten them removed. You have tonsils, you still have or gone? You have appendix or gone? Because now these days doctors are not doing it. Otherwise, when we were growing up, they were saying it's standard, if you're 13, 14 years of age, we just remove your tonsils. Among all our siblings, I was the only one who didn't have it removed. Simply remove the tonsils, remove the appendix. Suppose they open you up for some other surgery, remove the appendix. This used to be a standard practice, not anymore, fortunately. So, these are all the organs which, manage the lymphatic system. Keeping this in good condition is very vital to know vibrance of a body. Otherwise it'll it'll… without you knowing what's happening, it'll go like that, like a sick chicken you'll become. So then if I ask you to meditate, close your eyes. Yes, because keeping the body in a certain level of vibrance and purification system working well is very vital if a human being wants to sit with eyes closed and alert. Because for a meditator, the biggest enemy is sleep. Somebody saying like this, "No, Sadhguru, cell phone." I want to meditate, but that's a different problem. But within the system, the biggest enemy for one who wants to meditate for long periods of time is sleep. To keep your eyes closed and stay vibrant and awake, it is very essential that your lymphatic process is happening actively, sufficient purification is happening in the body. There are many things to do. For this, definitely the sadhana should take care of it. If you're below 45, 50 years of age, sadhana is good enough, it does most of it. But if you started sadhana late, retirement time you started your sadhana, then little more help could be needed, making sure that you drink more water than what you need for your thirst, little more, maybe 20–25% more water. How do I know I'm drinking enough water? You know. If you're not taking any medication or anything, if you're drinking enough water, your urination will look like water, no other coloring, unless you're taking some medicine. There should be no other color, it should be just like water. If it is not coming like that, that means you're not drinking enough water. This is important. This is very important that the fluids in the body are well managed, because these fluids need to be circulating in the body and clearing up all the mess that is happening. Just day-to-day working of the body creates so much debris, so much impurity that it needs to be taken away efficiently. If it is not happening like that for many of you, which I see, some of you at least, if you are below 35, 40 years of age, it should happen, you must just get up a little earlier and do more sadhana. Otherwise, there is something called as triphala. It's a magical three fruits of tropical world. Mixing them in the right way, the triphala, with a little bit of water or a spoon of milk or something, if you take it, or even honey, if you take it, the cleansing in the system will happen, it's really magical. Because I don't take any of those things, but they're telling me that the triphala available in here, in the shop, is very, very good. It should be. I don't know, but you must try it and see, otherwise wherever it is. The triphala does wonders to see that your lymphatic system gets active. It is not needed if everything is normal, but otherwise it's needed, because when in this season, when the solar influence is at the minimal, diminished influence, inertia sets in. When inertia sets in, one of the consequences is your colon will not be clean. Keeping the colon clean is very, very important for one who wants to be alert, one who wants to be lights on, hello? Otherwise you'll… So there are various things to do. The simplest thing is this, that you keep the lymphatic system up. Then keeping the colon will happen, clean will happen, and this triphala and water also takes care of these things. There are various other minor herbs and things which can do miracles to oneself, but if you can't find all this, in southern India, we found one magic. This is called as castor oil. Just a little bit, half a spoon of castor oil every day in the night, warm it, put it in water or milk and drink it up. You will see your colon remains clean and your lymphatic system gets active, because the inertia levels in the body will go down. It doesn't do what triphala does, but it keeps the colon clean. Colon not being clean and your ability or inability to be vibrant are very related, very, very related. So, because still there is another 20 days of this phase, till Shankaranti, it is on. Right up till Mahashivratri, you can consider it as the same phase. It's much better after 15th of January, but it is there in the air that what happens to the planet happens to you. You're all from here only? Hello? Okay, because a lot of people behave like they're aliens, that's why That girl who's screaming, is she? So, if you're from this planet, you must understand what happens to the planet happens to you, whether you like it or you don't like it. Because you're just a little outcrop of this planet. Pop up till you pop out only. Hello? So as long as you're from this planet, everything that's happening to the planet is happening to you. There is a way to go beyond seasons. Not bothered about where the planets are, what the planet is doing, doesn't matter. One can remain above that if you become a Bhuteshwara. That is, if you have some mastery over the five elements, then you're above that, you don't worry about all this nonsense. But if you're still a crawly creature who is affected by what's happening around, you need to take care of these things. So more detailed way of looking at it can be done, but this is a darshan, we don't want to spend too much time in your colon. Let's get I heard there are lots of questions, so let's look at that.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Sadhguru, my name is Raman. I wanted to
Your
ask…
name is what?
Naman.
No, okay.
I wanted to ask question about Padmasana, the lotus posture. We are usually asked not to do lotus posture if I am living in family situations. I wanted to ask what's the energy significance of it and how does it affect our body and why it is said to not do. And can I do like Shunya in lotus posture as it is comfortable for me and cross-legged also and other higher meditations? I have second question also, sir.
No, we'll have one. See, a lot of people can get into the Padmasana, but they'll have trouble coming out. So, I don't want to go into what is this Padmasana, what are the benefits, all this has been spoken plenty. We'll leave it there, but there is no point choosing any particular asana because you think it's superior. The asana that you choose is, if you sit like this, you can sit like this for at least… if you can sit like this for 2 hours, 40 minutes, this is considered asana siddhi. Without having to move anything, if you can sit like this is your asana, whatever it is. If you can sit like this is also okay with me, all right? Where the body is stable and comfortable. The idea of lotus posture is, it is a posture where the body will be in maximum contact with the floor, so which naturally, in terms of weight per square centimeter, square inch is minimal, so your ability to sit is better because weight is not just on your buttocks, it's spread across. Because of that, you feel much easier sitting that way. But your ankles may break if you're not used to it, and it may become extremely painful. Unless you're practicing for a long time, lotus posture is not a comfortable posture for most people. Many people may be able to get into it with difficulty, but staying there comfortably is not something that you see often, especially today because most of us, knowingly, unknowingly, at least being here, maybe you're sitting on the floor, but otherwise in the world outside, 90% of the time you're sitting on a furniture, some kind of furniture. Because of that, your ability to sit in that posture, how your pelvic muscles, your ankles, your knees are capable of bending, because the knee has to bend little sideways, unless it's well practiced for a long time, suddenly you lock yourself up and, you could cause minor injuries. And above all, there is no point sitting in a very superior posture which tortures you. You sit in a posture which is most comfortable for you. Preferably cross-legged, because that's the way it works, the body. So, why I should not practice? You married? No, okay. Because if you're in lotus posture, if your wife calls you, you can't get out of it. You will need outside help. There may be emergencies in the kitchen, she may be angry, you must go within 2 seconds, but you can't undo your legs. Trouble, you know. So it's okay, if you're a young man and you can sit comfortably, please, you can practice, there's no harm. But it has other ramifications more than anything. Unless it's a extremely comfortable posture for you, that's not the thing to choose. Are there benefits? There are benefits. But more than anything, that you're able to remain in a posture without being focused here, that is important. Please.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I think my lip system is corrupt. Difficult to stand up.
What, you're sitting in Padmasana?
My name is Lindelwa. I just finished the yantra ceremony today, and I have a question. Do the Devi rituals or the yantra spaces help people in getting out of negative energies and occult work that has been done to them? Thank you, Sadhguru.
See, you have heard of people dying of electrocution. In the world it happens here and there. Someone not knowing about the situation, they put their hand somewhere or they stepped into something and they get electrocuted. Now tell me, is electricity, is it a positive or negative energy? Because it kills. Hello? Is it a positive or negative energy? There is no such thing. Energy is just energy. You can use it whichever way you want. With the same thing you can make life, with the same thing you can take life, isn't it? With everything, every aspect. Are these hands positive or negative? They can do something wonderful, they can slap you in the face, I won't. No, I don't, I'm just saying, hands can do those things. If you are regularly watching movies, either from Hollywood or from the Indian movies, hands are generally used to, hello, to punch somebody, to slap somebody endlessly. Because there is a market value for those things, that's why I said, not that I'm intending to do anything. So, is hand positive or negative? No, this is dangerous. Positive is as dangerous as negative. It depends. If you're conscious, you'll use it one way. If you're reactive, you'll use it another way, isn't it? This goes for everything. So do not ever think there is some negative energy. There is no such thing. Some people will use it in certain ways. There is no positive hand or negative hand. You can use it whichever way you want. Depends who you are. Accordingly you'll use your hands. Accordingly you use everything that you have. Right now, the cutting edge of science and technology is always first used for military purpose. It's only after 20-25 years it comes to civilian use. First goes into destructive process in the world. Because of whoever is ruling the world thinks on those terms, that first thing is you must make a bomb out of it. You should not make a solution out of it, you must make a solution that dissolves other people. So, does Devi or Devi Yantra protect you from such intentions or such efforts that people make? Absolutely. If you're in touch with Devi, either in the form of yantra or in whichever way, the yantra is in your hands or it's in your heart, it's up to you. Once you are wrapped in that kind of energy, there is no such thing as you getting a shock from anywhere. It doesn't work like that. It's like you're wearing rubber boots. You can walk up on a live electric wire, no problem. This is just like that, but don't go about walking into those things. That's a different matter, okay? Will it protect you? Do you have to fear such things? No, you will never have to fear such things. Once you are wrapped in the energy that we are referring to as Devi or Bhairavi, after that, energy is turning negative for you doesn't happen. If you eat and live healthy, most probably you will die without going to a doctor. That does not mean you will die suddenly. No, I'm not saying that. So, no hospital, Sadhguru, straight morgue. No, I mean to say, daily millions of people have to queue up at hospitals trying to fix something, unfortunately. And well, the hospitals are getting swankier and swankier, but still it's no joy to go there and somebody opening up this, somebody opening up that and looking at you like this way, that way. It is no joy for anybody, it doesn't matter how luxurious the hospital is. No treatment is luxurious. Hello? So, if you just make sure you are eating the right kind of food, you are keeping your system well, the chances of you getting messed up because of some other energy or something should be completely out of your life. That Devi will take care. But Devi will not take care of your diet. Because they serve paisam there. There are different ways to handle these things. Because today happens to be a Christmas day, this happened. There was a young boy, a 10-year-old boy, who every year from the age of 6, he's asking his father, "Father, we must have a Christmas tree at home." Father says, "No, no Christmas tree." "Father, Daddy, all my friends have Christmas trees in their house. I want a Christmas tree, Christmas tree." Father said, "No, no Christmas tree." Then when he was 10, the boy really begged him, "Please, I want a Christmas tree." So not able to, bear the nagging, he said, "Okay." And he went into the garage, picked up an axe and went out. Within 10 minutes, he brought a fair-sized Christmas tree in his pickup truck and said, "Here, your Christmas tree." "So quickly you went and hacked a Christmas tree somewhere and came, how did you do that?" No, I didn't hack it anywhere, I went to the tree mart and got it." "But then why did you go with the axe?" "Because I didn't want to pay." It's just like that. Even if you walk into negative spaces, sometimes they are, people with negative intentions are doing certain things, or sometimes naturally it has formed that way. See, is both oxygen and carbon dioxide natural processes? Hello? In this body you have more carbon or more oxygen? More carbon. But if you walk into a space which is full of carbon dioxide, you may collapse. This is how life is made. Life is not like how you're thinking in your logic, this versus that, black versus white, positive versus negative, it's not like that. It's all together. Hello? What is the elixir of life and what you consider as poison is all together, isn't it? So, anything and everything, what you think is man, what you think is woman, what you think is this, what you think is that, everything is mixed up, isn't it? So you don't try to decipher that with your logical tools and think this is positive, this is negative, I must avoid this, I must do that. No, if it's warm, you wear one kind of clothing, if it's cold, you wear another kind of clothing. Just insulate yourself a little bit, then it doesn't matter. This is the same way. You insulate yourself, then you don't worry what is positive, what is negative. Otherwise, if you think there is positive people, negative people, you're always looking who is positive, who is negative, who is positive, who is negative. There are no such people. People who look like angels can be devils. People who look like devils could be your angel. Hello? So, don't go about deciphering what is positive, negative all the time. See, Bhairavi, all right, not like that. But she looks like that, she's an angel.
Like Sadhguru.
Woo! Who's this? What is that?
How to be like Sadhguru?
The important thing is, okay, this is not for the little boy because this answer will be beyond him, but for all of you. Sadhguru means he is not any particular way, not positive, not negative. Simply as a conscious response to everything, whatever way it is, whichever way it is. So, this may be a little difficult for you to digest, then you must go and sit in some moral teaching place. You come to your Sadhguru, that means he's from within. What is there from within? Just the way you respond, that's all there is. How do you respond? You respond consciously, otherwise you'll be a wild reaction. If you're reacting, you're in a certain way. Suppose there is a certain thing that you like and certain thing that you don't like. Naturally, we know what your reaction will be to what you like and what you don't like. Suppose you have no such things, you just respond according to the requirement of that particular situation. So you cannot say that this is this kind of a person. There's no definition, I'm saying. Like some time ago, some journalist or somebody with whom I had a conversation, Sadhguru, so many ways people are defining you. Somebody says you're a yogi, somebody says you're a mystic, somebody says you're a motorcyclist, somebody says you're this, that. How do you define yourself? Well, I said, I'm not yet dead. They didn't understand. I said, only the dead can be defined. The living is a possibility. How do you define a possibility? It could be anything. So, right now, definitions are spilling out because people see you performing a certain activity and they think that activity defines you. Because unfortunately, this is the reality in the world for most people, that they get defined They themselves define themselves by the activity that they perform. I don't know if you still remember, you know, that inner engineering, you know, that long time ago, that one. In that program, we told you there is something called as being, doing and having. Your being, doing is according to the needs of what's around. Because of that, having happens, whatever you have happens because of the type of actions we perform. But people are defining themselves by what they have. If you say, this is a rich man, this is a poor man, this is a king, this is pauper, what does it mean? You're defining them by what they have, isn't it? So now everybody is thinking, by doing this, I can have that. Because I want to have that, I will do this. Because I do this, I get defined by the activity that I perform. You should never define yourself by the activity that you perform, then you will get stuck in that activity. A living being should not be defined. Once they are dead, looking at the sum total of their activity, maybe we can define, this was this kind. When they're alive, if you define, that means they're already dead. Most people are. I'm saying they're dead to possibilities. Their hearts may be still beating, even the spleen may be still functioning, you know, even in Margali, but they are dead to all possibilities. They already define themselves, I am this kind. No matter what happens, they can't change the definition. Because they can't change the definition, they can't change the direction of their life. You know, because it's Christmas time. A few years ago, when I was in United States, a big argument raging in the country there. When Jesus comes back next time, where will he come? There is a segment of people in America who believe that he will come in Missouri. Of course, the rest of the Christian population in the world believes that he will come on Mount Olive in Jerusalem. But there is a large segment of people who believe he will come in Missouri. There was a person was standing for election, you know, presidential election, so this came to debate. I couldn't believe it. On the radio shows and televisions, people debating strongly, where will Jesus come next time? I thought, this can't even happen in India, you know. If you go on a TV debate in India and ask, where will Krishna come back next time? People will chase you out of the place. But this was going on. Then it came to me, somebody asked me, Sadhguru, where do you think Jesus will come? Then I said, see, last time he came in Jerusalem, 2000 years ago, when they didn't even have a cell phone or Wi-Fi in that place, even then, phenomenal man, whatever he is, whether you agree, disagree with him, but some kind of a phenomena of the times. When he says, come follow me, only 12 people follow him, and one of them freaks anyway. This is 2000 years ago. Come follow me, only 12 people. Today, if he comes to America and say, come follow me, there won't be a single guy behind. Because they have student loan, they have car loan, they have house loan, there's second house loan, lake house loan, mountain house loan. 40 years, 45 years, they got mortgage. You may think Jesus has come, but bank. So, this happens to you because you defined your life. You defined your life with the tidbits of information that you have. Very juvenile definitions of what I want to be. What do you want to be? You want… if there are 10 people around you, you want to be better than them, that's all, nothing more. And if 10 people are around you are idiots, you want to be a bloody idiot, that's all. Yes, that will be the aspiration, that's what is happening. So, the most important thing if you want to grow is that you don't define your life. Because then even if the most phenomenal thing happens here, you cannot change the direction, you will go only this way. This is not good. Hello? It's important. We plan a few things, we want to go in a certain direction, but if something really phenomenal happens here, we must be able to change the direction, isn't it? But if you define yourself, you will be crippled within yourself. Definition is cripple. Definition is a boundary, isn't it? Definition is an imprisonment of its own. So whether you've been imprisoned by… if you're imprisoned by the state, at least they give you free food, they open the doors and close the doors for you. If you imprison yourself, nobody opens doors for you and nobody feeds you either. At least the state has that much courtesy. When they imprison you, they feed you and they open doors and close doors for you. So do not define yourself because definition is a prison. When the boy grows up, you tell him.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Namaskaram. I have a question.
Oh, you made the question or somebody sent it to you?
No, it's my question.
Oh, not on the WhatsApp?
No, no.
Okay.
My name is Rajeshri Parekh. My birthday is coming in 29 December. So I'm going to be 58 years old, and I wanted to know what can I do, what sadhana can I do when I'm turning…
60.
2 years' time I'm going to be 60. And I look after my mother-in-law, she's 90 years old. And so how can I do my sadhana without like making everybody happy around me and without breaking my sadhana? Namaskaram. I'm from UK. Thank you.
Okay. I don't mean any disrespect, but generally, not many people have found any technology to make an Indian mother-in-law happy. We cannot generalize this, but generally. So, about your happiness we will see. If you have also climbed into that mantle of being a mother-in-law, then see, this happened in a kindergarten school where they're a Christian school, so today, you know. So the teacher asked, where does God live? A 8-year-old girl without the 5. An 8-year-old girl stood up and said, God lives in the bathroom. The teacher said, what? God lives in the bathroom? How are you saying this? I don't know, teacher, every day in the morning, my father goes and bangs on the bathroom and says, God, you're still there. So, don't set up a self-defeating process for yourself. First thing, I'm 58 years old and in 2 years already projection, I will be 60. There is no such guarantee for anybody. Fortunately, you did not say, my mother-in-law will be 92 and in another 5 years she'll be 97, I will be 65, whatever. Don't go like this. Because your sadhana is for today, not for so many years. Don't ever do sadhana for so many years, it's boring. Just today only. Hello? Today your heart should beat, today your spleen should work, today everything should happen, today you must be joyful. Hello? Look at the benediction of life. You just have to handle just today. You don't have to handle 365 days, 58 years. Not even today, you just have to handle this moment, that's all. All right? This is all you have to handle. Your sadhana is for today. So, whatever you're capable of, you escaped from UK because it's too cold right now. But, I must tell you, because some people are wrapping themselves, I'm saying, in III, in Isha Institute of Inner Sciences, yesterday's temperature was minus 39 degrees Celsius. It's the first time in 15 years we're hitting that kind of temperature. In Tennessee, we've never heard of that kind of temperature, but minus 39 degrees right now. Your eyeballs will freeze. You don't keep moving it, you get stuck right there. See how I plan my schedule, huh? So, about various, obligations or duties or things that we have to do, all of us in our lives, many things. You have only one mother-in-law. Lot of them think they're behaving like my mother-in-laws, whole lot of them, millions of them. Mother-in-law does not mean anything wrong, it's just that little boy who is her boy, who's just grown up and he's just found this young woman and what the hell, he's her boy. Hello? What? She changed his diapers, she put on his pants and she did everything with this little boy. That little boy is suddenly acting a bit funny, so she's not able to come to terms with it, So it's just that life's seasons have changed. You're walking around in winter like it's summer, out of place. That's all mother-in-law's problem, she's not evil, little out of place. Season has changed, she doesn't understand the weather has changed. She's still going on with the same clothing. So that's all her problem is, so do your best, whatever. 90-year-old can't trouble you too much, hello? Just physical care is all she needs, hello? Please do your best, whether she is mother-in-law, mother, or she's just another woman, what does it matter? Hello? Whoever she is. Because when life ripens you with age, you're once again like a little baby. Maybe you'll have to change their diapers once again. Hello? Possible. So it's once again like a little child. It doesn't matter. See, children are also not all sweet. One thing, if you don't do the way they like it, yes or no? Because they're yours. You bear with all that. You just have to see that she is also yours, that's all. What is yours and not yours doesn't come with legality. It comes with just acceptance, isn't it? If you accept, they all become yours. If you don't accept, even if you're legally bound, doesn't work. So, do not bring your sadhana to question because mother-in-law is 90. If she was 58, she could be some trouble, possible. 90, poor lady, she just needs help. Hello? So, you're not the only one. You actually have a mother-in-law, others invent them. Sadhguru, I wanted to do, but my mother-in-law, she doesn't exist, but she doesn't allow me to do it in the morning. What? She comes through the phone, she comes through the message, she comes through so many things. I'm not talking about a mother-in-law who's the mother of somebody that you're married to, I'm talking about metaphorically, mother-in-law means a block. That's how people understand. There may not be, many wonderful ones are there, but generally mother-in-law means… That's because they understand that she stands like a wall. No, she's not a wall. She's just little boy, she's still handling a little boy. It's just not understood, things have changed a bit. So, people are always inventing various kinds of obstacles to what they want to do. Don't do that in your life. It's not about your mother-in-law, it's not about the weather, it's not about that. It is your commitment to where you want to go. If this is clear, rest will happen. How do I do it? How do I do it? This happened. After Margali is over, people will start climbing Velangiri mountains. Unfortunately, at one time we were taking women up because that trust is run by somebody and now they don't want women to go up for whatever reason. So, we got into a little bit of a mess because of women, because we took them up initially. So now we are not forcing it through because they are our neighbors, But a whole lot of devotees will be going up. All the people, our people who are doing Shivanga sadhana, they're all going up the mountain. It's a hard climb. If you want to do it in one day, going up and coming down, you will sing, I mean to say, your knees will sing. If it doesn't sing while going up, for coming down, definitely it will sing. So, young people are going up and everything. An old person over… how old shall we make him? He was over 80, but I can make him 90 if you want. Because recently I had the privilege of golfing with somebody who's 93 and he was playing very well. So this is over 80-year-old yogi, slowly going up the mountain. So all these people who got this, the beedi shops and this one, that one, biscuit, beedi, cigarette, this, that, small shops, petty shops they have, they sit there to make their living. They sit at the entrance of a sacred place, but they themselves never go up. They only sit here and make little money and go home. So they look at this old yogi and say, "Hey, old man, you think you can go up this mountain, huh? Even we've not gone up. You think you can go? You know how high it is? With your old legs, you think you're going to go up this mountain? Give it up. You are not going to reach there, you will die on the way." The yogi said, see, my heart is already there. The rest has to follow. What can I do? It will go. That's all. In your life, what you think is the most significant thing you can do, put your heart out there, all right? Then rest will follow. Doesn't matter, it's easy, difficult, convenient, inconvenient, you will go because the joy of life is you're doing what matters to you, isn't it? The joy of life is not in comfort. The joy of life is you're doing what matters to you, isn't it? Please.
Namaskaram, Guruji. I perceive that I am nothing.
Then why are you talking?
Is it the right perception? I perceive that I am nothing. Is it the right perception?
Please sit down. I've always been warning people of reading spiritual books because this is the danger. Because somebody is trying to express something which is not in the logical realm. But when you put it into language and words, it has to be logical, all right? How else can you say it? So the moment they say something at one level, you will read it and perceive another level. And now, see if you… whatever your name is. What's your name?
Sri Ram.
Only Sri Ram, no Jai.
Deep, deep.
Okay. So, now, because somebody has told you your identities are a problem, you must not be identified, you must be like nothing. Now you call yourself nothing. All that happens is, no, he's sincere about what he's saying. All that happens is change of name. Instead of Sri Ram, nothing. Nothing changes. Because if you sit here, if you have no sense of body, if you have not identified, your psychological and physiological process are little away from you, you're actually nothing. Do not understand, because the word nothing has negative connotations. You are nothing means you're no good. Hello? In social context. No, you must put a hyphen between no and thing. You are no thing, you're not a thing anymore. You're a thing. When you're identified with the body, you're a thing, isn't it? Hello? This is a thing. What was something else became something else, that we put it here and this became this thing. So when you're identified with physicality or you experience life as a physical process, you are a thing. Now, if there is little distance, you don't have to tell yourself, I'm nothing. You know you are not those things. So, should I say, okay, if I am not this thing or that thing, am I nothing? Don't say that. Language limitations will lead us there. If you're not something, you must be nothing. But nothing also becomes another kind of definition, isn't it? Hello? Nothing means something that you cannot define. But once again, nothingness or you being nothing becomes another kind of definitions. When you say, is this the right perception? That's not a perception. That is a definition that you're trying to take upon yourself, that I am nothing. And don't ever go and tell anybody I'm nothing, tell them I'm Sri Ram. Because in the world you must be Sri Ram. Even though Sri Ram himself came, how much trouble he had, though he was Sri Ram. If he said, I'm nothing, what would happen to him? Hello? Because somebody is always trying to make nothing out of you. Yes? Yes or no? Those of you who are living in protected atmospheres may not understand. If you go out into the world, somebody is always trying to make nothing out of you. So you don't go and tell them, I am nothing. If you distance yourself from the some things that you have gathered, your money, your wealth, your home, your car, your body, your mind, things that you gathered, if you keep little distance, you're not those things, that's all. Then what are you? Live it. Why should it be defined? Because life is a possibility, it's not a definition, isn't it? Life is just an effervescent possibility, it is not a definition. Body is a definition. Your psychological structure is a definition. Your personality is a definition. But life is not a definition. So, in the world, I'm Sri Ram. Within myself, I'm just a piece of life. What is life? Is it something or nothing? Don't go there, because you're trying to do everything. You know, I have told you about Mubarak Mechanical Works. I have. I'll go on fast forward, okay? So this is way back when I'm riding across India on a 250cc two-stroke motorcycle, which I can't imagine now what I'm riding, how did I even ride that piece of metal? But for those days, that was the fastest thing on the road, and there were not much roads. So, I was traveling and I'm somewhere. I don't know whether I had crossed Madhya Pradesh into Uttar Pradesh or I was somewhere on the border, somewhere there. I could have crossed or I was just this side of the border, somewhere there. Whole night I've been riding. Morning around 6:45 or so, I stopped near a tea shop because I generally lived in the tea shops and dabas. I always had a small little tent and a sleeping bag, but I never checked into any hotels. Riversides and forests and tea shops and dabas is where I traveled. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done so much distance. I didn't have the money to stay in hotels and travel like that. Travel was important, comfort was not important, so I went. So I stopped and, after a full night's ride, through what people perceive as roads, but not roads. Okay, that's how roads were at that time, especially that part of the country. And it's hard on the body, then I stop and having my morning tea. And those days, the quality of the chain that drives the motorcycle is such that if you drive 1200, 1500 kilometers, it'll be clock, 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 clock. You have to tighten it, you have to… there are things to do. It's not difficult, but it's messy. Your hands get messy, then you need to find soap and wash it off, otherwise it's all greasy stuff. Then I'm drinking tea and I see opposite there's a small shack which says Mubarak Mechanical Works. I thought, why not ask this guy to fix my chain. Then I called this boy, one young strapling youth, "Hey, can you fix my chain?" My Hindi is only South Indian pride won't let me learn Hindi. Then he comes with a chisel and a hammer and he wants to… I said, "Wait, you don't have any other tools?" He said, "What? This tool? I said, "Wait." And then I go into shack and see if he's got some other tools that I can use. He doesn't have any tools, he's running a mechanical workshop and he's got only chisel and hammer. With that he opens everything. There's a way to open all the nuts and bolts with chisel and hammer. Those days, there were people like this, that whatever the main nuts are there, they would chisel it in such a way and there is a indentation, so that next time on the road when you want to do something, there is already a indentation. Because nobody used to have proper tools, people are just going around. Unless you go to a proper garage, there are no tools. So I said, "Oh, with this chisel and hammer you're going to do my motorcycle?" I said, "No. He said, "No, I can do it." He's very eager for morning business. I said, "No, you don't touch my motorcycle, because if that guy touches it, after that, nobody else can touch it." So you don't become like this, that you have one instrument for doing everything. You have a silly little mind. I'm calling it a silly little mind, even if you're a very intelligent person. If you're a PhD, I'm telling you, you have a silly little mind compared to the cosmic intelligence that is here. Hello? Yes or no? So this little intellect, with little data that it has, you want your intellect to be sharp, right? Only 3 guys wanted sharp? Okay. I thought ladies gave up. Okay. So, if I give you a sharp instrument, with that only if you try to do everything, you will be in tatters. Hello? You can cut with a knife. If you try to sew with a knife, I think all the recent fashions, came out of that. Somebody is trying to stitch with a knife and the whole thing is gone. So, don't try to handle everything with one instrument. Doesn't work like that. So with your intellect, you think you can do everything. No. There are some things your intellect can do wonderfully well, but the rest of it cannot be done that way. You need other tools. But you've been only to the regular schools which were created just to make you into a clerk or a manager at the most. In that school, they taught you how to use only one instrument. They never taught you how to use other faculties within you. So most human beings have become people with one instrument. Whatever you say, they put out their knife like this. I think we should go, it's time. Yes, it is, it's 8 o'clock. Just one more question, we'll stop because dinner,
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I'm here. I'm Swati, I'm from Sadhana Pada. My heartfelt gratitude to you, Sadhguru, for offering Sadhana Pada for us. Thank you so much. And my question is, I heard 2 sayings, Sadhguru, Swadharmo Paramo Dharmaha and Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. What is Swadharma? What is the difference between Swadharma and Dharma? And one more thing, sorry.
One more scripture you're going to quote?
No, not like that. Swadharma means, is it varies person to person or from role to role? Like what is my Swadharma as a mother, as a being, or like as a disciple of Sadhguru? How can I know my Swadharma? Thank you, Sadhguru.
See, Shankaran Pillai and his friend were trekking in the Arizona desert, harsh climate, and in some places there are vipers, so deadly snakes. So they were sitting and having a little meal. A snake came and bit his friend in his backside. Because he was sitting. He was walking, it would have bit his leg, but he was sitting, so they got him here. Then the friend started screaming in pain because this is something that affects your nervous system, so excruciating pain spreads. Then Shankaran Pillai said, "Let me get a doctor," and he pulled out his cell phone and there was no reception, so he ran to a high place which was almost 2 kilometers away. And then he got a doctor, emergency, and he said like this kind of snake has bit my friend, what should I do? So the doctor said, immediately cut up, like a cross mark where the injury is, and suck out all the blood and spit it out, suck out all the blood and spit it out. Then Shankaran Pillai came back. The friend asked the friend asked, what did the doctor say? He was screaming in pain. So Shankaran Pillai said, doctor said you will die. So, see, the word dharma means, we must understand, dharma is not a religion, as today it is being used. Dharma means the law. There is an ultimate law which governs all life. But physical laws, the law that governs grasshopper's life and your life are different. Hello? Yes or no? Grasshopper doesn't like this darshan. You're occupying the entire Unfortunately, he cannot bite. So his dharma is different, your dharma is different. So my dharma and your dharma, is it always clashing with each other? This is why there is an ultimate dharma, the law that governs all life, animate and inanimate. So first thing is to establish yourself. I know you're quoting Krishna in a very, in a cut and paste, WhatsApp way. First thing he said is, yogastaha kuru karmani, establish yourself in yoga and then all the other dharmas. For a raja there is one dharma, for a soldier there is one dharma, for the warrior there is another dharma, husband one dharma, wife one dharma, parents dharma, children's dharma. These are all different interests. Hello? What is good for the husband may not be good for the wife. What is good for the parents may not be good for the children. What is good for the children may not be good for the parents. So these are life situations where at every transaction we could get into a clash. Possible. So now we are driving. We are supposed to drive on the left side of the street in India, at least. But some people here who wanting to go to America, they're practicing on the right side. You know, their intention is they want to go somewhere, so already they're practicing on the right side, what to do. Now, if all of us break the law, everybody will be in a mess, isn't it? One person breaks the law and he thinks he's a hero. No entry, boom, I went off. Nobody caught me, wow, feel like a hero. But if everybody is doing that, we know where to pick you up. Kayantasthanam. So, first thing is establish yourself in yoga. Yoga means it is a dharma. That is, yoga means union. First establish yourself in this. Right now, your interests are different, my interests are different, that is different, this is different, grasshopper is crying, what is this nonsense? This darshan going on and all these people sitting on my territory. They want to go to sleep, but their whole habitat is taken, all right? So, every life, not just in species, every life, our contradictory dharmas are there, isn't it? So first thing is establish yourself in yoga, that you know, though right now you're going this way, I'm going this way, essentially this is the same thing. This you establish. Then other dharmas, you make it in such a way you don't bang into each other at every point. But now you're in war, that's a situation there. Now somebody is talking peace. You should have talked peace well before. Now you're in the battlefield and talk peace. He's saying your dharma is as a warrior to fight. If you run away, nobody will see that you're aspiring for peace, people will see you're a bloody coward. Hello? If you run away from the battlefield, you will be a coward, not a peaceful person, isn't it? So in that context, he's talking about swadharma. Swa means two things. Myself, me is one swa. Myself is another swa. So you can refer to swa as the deepest core of who you are, or you can refer to swa as, see, we must understand this. If I can suck out all the oxygen from this atmosphere right now for myself, you will go. This may look like a ridiculous example, but this is all the time happening, this is all the conflict is among human beings, isn't it? One person is trying to take a little more than the other, yes or no? Whatever there is, it may not be oxygen, something else. Oxygen also, it happened 2 years ago. Happened, isn't it? So, swadharma means this, there are two levels of swa. First thing is yogastaha kuru karmani. First establish yourself in yoga before you enter into action in the world. When it comes to action, for each one of us there is a different dharma. You crafting your dharma in such a way that you can pass through this crowd with least amount of resistance is your dharma. Whichever way there will be some resistance, some friction. But if you create maximum friction, you won't go anywhere, nobody will go anywhere, isn't it? Hello? This is a profound wisdom in this culture. Even recently, one of the political leaders in the country, when they were asked about this conflict that's happening in the world, he just said one sentence, this is the wisdom of the sages. This is not an era of war. Because we are not carrying sticks and fighting, we are not even carrying swords and fighting. Our instruments of war are such, it is no more an era of war. You can't settle things that way. If you try to settle things that way, the friction will burn up everything. It could burn up everything. Right now, people are talking about a possible nuclear conflagration, all right? It's being spoken about right now, as if it could be anywhere soon. And possible, a couple of mistakes somebody does means it could go in that direction. So, first thing is this, that you establish yourself in yoga. Establish yourself in yoga means, Sadhguru, which asana should I be sitting in, Padmasana or… That's why you may become too egoistic about your asanas. I gave you Ardha Siddhasana. Siddhasana means become like this because postures are not about you becoming big, it's about stability. You sit here, you're stable, you're comfortable and stable. Sukham Stiram Asana. You're comfortable and stable. This is your asana. This is not about like this. That is for wrestlers who built muscles who can't turn their neck, you know. If you can't turn your neck, you're crippled, hello? Maybe you have the arms of a gorilla, but you can't turn your neck. Crippled, isn't it? So, don't go into all that. Is it true? Is it true if you're willing to even intellectually, even the silly little intellect can see that all of us at least have come from the same soil? Hello? Grasshopper also? Grass also? Everything. And we go back to the same thing. Even if you don't understand cosmic consciousness, at least you understand the building material for who you are right now. You're experiencing yourself only as body. Even this body is in unity with everything, isn't it? All of us are breathing air from the same bubble. Yes or no? So at least that much if you know, then whichever direction you want to go, you will have to make one kind of dharma for that. But make that… you will… once you're conscious, this is all one, you will make that kind of dharma which will go through with least amount of resistance. Otherwise, you'll go head-on with everything. We'll leave it there, it's because there's one dharma which is common, hello? Whatever other things we may do or not do. Bhiksha hall dharma must happen even if you're not coming for morning Guru Puja or sadhana hall, nothing. Bhiksha hall, common dharma, isn't it? We need to go.
हम परदेसी पंछी रे साधो भाई इन्हीं देश रानाए। हम परदेसी पंछी रे साधो भाई इन्हीं देश रानाए। इन्हीं देश रा लोग अचेता, इन्हीं देश रा लोग अचेता, पल 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 पर जाए, ओ पल 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 पर लाई रे साधो भाई इन्हीं देश रानाए। हम परदेसी पंछी रे साधो भाई इन्हीं देश रानाए। साधो भाई इन्हीं देश रा नाई। हम परदेसी पंछी रे साधो भाई इन्हीं देश रा नाई। छाया में बैठूं तो अग्नि से लागे, धूप अधिक